Hello, I'm making this video because I saw a post on Reddit. Some guy was looking for some tips to help with his poor KD, his poor accuracy, and how to play defensively and play it well because he was having problems with people outmaneuvering him, getting behind him, shooting him in the face, and just putting him on that respawn screen a lot more frequently than he'd like to. I'd also like to apologize in advance. This is the first video I've made, so there's going to be some awkward cuts. Going to be thinking about what to say. I'm not some pro YouTuber. Just making this video real quick to help a guy out. Let me see. Can I kill myself? No. The first thing to point out is this is the test range. This is going to be your best friend for learning how to do some things in this game. You got all the vehicles. It says you can use all the weapons and gadgets, but for me, it seems to limit me to what I have unlocked. But this is a great place, rather than joining an empty server and then having somebody just show up to just be obnoxious and kill you over and over again while you're sitting there trying to learn. This is definitely a godsend for that. Holy crap, this torch is powerful! Check that out! Yeah, I guess I'll get into it here. Come on. Yeah, oh man, this thing's invincible. Well, I guess first thing I should go over is the whole playing defensively part, because that is something that he brought up. He wants to play defensive, run and gunning isn't his style, and there's definitely a way to accomplish that in this game. So, there's a big difference between playing defensively and camping. Playing defensively is somebody that just wants to move from objective to objective, just real nice and cautiously, and not just hang out in one spot. Because if you're camping, if you're hanging out in one spot, people are going to get tired of you killing them, they're going to figure out where you are, and they're going to make it their mission to kill you and get you out of that position. Whereas moving around defensively is a very valid and pretty smart way to play this game. So, probably the biggest tip I have for playing defensively is, okay, say I'm right here and I want to get to objective C. The worst thing you can do is to just run straight there. Ignoring all the cover, just taking the direct and most obvious path getting there. The way you want to do it is either know the map, and if you don't know the map, just take some time and look around, look for any piece of cover or any way that you can be less obvious to the enemy. So just off the top of my head, to get over to point C, I would probably go over here. Take the outside of the map. People are going to be looking more towards the inside, because that's where, players are just generally going to congregate, and all the lemmings are going to go from, in a direct line. So just by doing this, you're doing the unexpected. Not to mention, you've got a bit of an elevation change here. Your body isn't sticking out too much. If you come up to a corner, just make sure to look around real quick. And get on over. It is a bit slower, but you're going to run into a few less enemies. Now, the next thing I'd like to go over is target acquisition. Now, probably the biggest thing I can say for identifying targets is look for movement and silhouette, or the outline of a player. Now, target acquisition is also about being able to move from one to see an enemy and quickly get your sight over to them. Now the test range is great because you got all these target dummies over here, and you can just practice at moving from one target to the next as fast as you can. Come on. Come on. Got him. And just do that over and over. Move your mouse sensitivity or your joystick sensitivity around until you get something that you feel is both fast and manageable. Now I'd like to go over things like accuracy, cone of fire control, and recoil control. And to do this, we're going to have to find a wall that doesn't destroy when you shoot at it. So, we're going to go over to this building that I know for sure doesn't break when you shoot at it. Come on. Come on, go. Whatever. Well, that sucks. Now, the biggest thing about accuracy is your cone of fire. you'll notice the 4 hash marks, the reticle on my screen, that defines my cone of fire. Now, bullets can hit anywhere in there at random. So, shoot the wall, they mostly congregate to the center, but you'll notice they pretty much fill that area up. Now, at close range like this, if that was a dude, he'd totally be dead, but if I was, you know, shooting at something way over there, there's not a chance in the world I'm going to kill him. I'll probably hit him with one, he'll turn around and, you know, kill me dead pretty good. So, when do you use hipfire? Pretty much whenever the enemy is taking up the majority, if not the entirety of that cone. Any less than that, you're really going to want to ADS. Now, it's important to remember that when you're ADS, you don't have a laser beam. It will more often than not hit right where you're aiming, but there still is a cone of fire. That reticle exists, you just can't see it. And another thing that you might not have noticed is watch how this crosshair actually increases as you fire. It gets big pretty fast, and the cone of fire when you're ADS increases at the same speed. It just starts out a lot slower. So, having a bigger cone of fire at somebody that you're really trying to ADS and the cone winds up expanding bigger than their body, you're gonna wind up missing a lot of your shots. The way that you can be in control of that is by burst firing or tap firing, stutter firing. People call it a lot, but it's basically you fire off very few rounds, wait for it to reset, and fire off another few rounds. So watch the crosshair get big and then small again. So by just letting off the trigger just for a very short period of time, we're talking a small fraction of a second, that thing starts getting a lot smaller until it resets down to 0. And by doing that while you ADS, bullets are going to hit their target much more frequently. Now for recoil control, I guess the best way to do it is to show you what happens when you don't use any recoil control. So I'm going to aim at this wall, I'm not going to move my mouse at all, I'm just going to let the gun go where it wants to go. And as you can see, the first few shots are going to land right on target, but pretty quickly it's going to move way off target. A lot of things I see novice players do is they'll shoot until it goes up, let the reticle fall back down to where it was, and then begin firing again. That's all well and good, but I'd rather just keep firing. So what you do is while it's moving up, you're going to pull the thumbstick or your mouse down at the same speed. So like this. So I got all my shots to land pretty much where I wanted to. The cone of fire did bloom out and bullets started going everywhere, but like I said, that can be countered just by tap firing. That does actually start getting a bit more complex because you're going to be pulling the mouse or joystick down a little bit, and then while you let off the trigger, you're going to have to stop pulling down and then pull down again when you do fire. But it's something like that playing around with and practicing is going to net you a lot more accurate shots.